Welcome to another episode of Re Tsene. My name is Re Tsene, and today I'll be discussing another mental health related topic. Today I'm looking at mental health awareness. Why is it important that we talk about mental health awareness? We know, looking at the news, at the high rise of mental health related cases and related deaths. So it is important that we discuss this information, or we bring this information about mental health awareness, so that we are able to identify in our environments people who are struggling with mental health challenges, and we equip ourselves with information to help those who are struggling with mental health illnesses, or even identify it within ourselves if we are struggling. So maybe let's start with unpacking what is mental well-being. So when we look at mental well-being, we're looking at three components that make up mental well-being. We're looking at emotional well-being, we're looking at life satisfaction, and we're looking at relationship satisfaction. So when we're looking at emotional well-being, we think about how we feel. So it is more than, it goes beyond the everyday. How are you? I'm okay, I'm fine, I'm happy, I'm sad. But we're looking at how does a person really feel on most days than not. Are they happy? Are they sad? Or how do they generally feel? Not only when they are with people, but when they're alone as well. When good events happen, do they respond in accordance, or in the way they respond, is it equivalent to what is happening? Are they happy when good things are happening in their lives, or are they sad when good things are even happening in their lives? How do you feel in most times? How do you respond to stressful environments? Do you react more, or are you able to handle stress? Do you have good coping mechanisms to handle stressful events? So when we look at our emotional well-being, we look at all the spheres that combine to just form a part of our feelings and how we think about most situations and how we feel in most situations. So again, we go to life satisfaction. So we're looking at our sense of purpose relating to the things that we do, relating to our work, relating to the roles that we partake in our lives. So do you feel motivated most of the time in those roles? Are you happy? Do you still get the satisfaction that you used to get from those things that you do, be it your work role? Do you feel more tired when you have to do your work tasks? Are you less motivated? Do you feel burnt out? Do you enjoy your work less? Do you still have that sense of vitality? Do you still get that sense of vitality from the things that you do in your life? Or do you feel less motivated in all of those roles that you have to take? And then we move into relationships. So when we're looking at relationships, we're looking at how does a person respond in relationships? Do they reciprocate the information or the love they given in a relationship? Are you present in relationship? Do you give yourself time? Do you give your time to other people? Do you enjoy being in other people's company? Or are you more or less withdrawn in most situations? Do you prefer being alone? Do you interact well with people? Or are you better when you're alone most of the time, and when you're with people, you feel like your energy is drained? So when we look at all of these three spheres, these are the spheres that when a person is struggling emotionally or mentally, that are most likely affected. We spoke about emotional well-being, which forms a great part of how we feel. We spoke about a life satisfaction. When we don't feel good, most of the time it affects how our output in our work environments, in our school work, or even just in the society or other activities that we partake in. And then we spoke about relationships. When we are struggling mentally, our relationships are most likely to be affected. It's either those people withdraw from being in spaces where there are people and they prefer being alone, or even how they respond to other people. As you know, sometimes you know a person and you know how they respond in different situations, but you find that maybe one event will happen and that person will be more aggressive than the usual, or maybe more aggressive even to what is actually happening. So when you look at the stimulus and when you look at their response, they're not really equivalent, or they're not even, sometimes they describe it as out of character. So those are the things that that can help us, or that you sometimes need to look at when you're trying to figure out if are you yourself struggling with mental challenges, or is someone around you struggling with mental challenges. And the importance of this, once we've identified or once we have the answers to those questions, is that then we can start equipping ourselves or start finding information that can help us to find help for ourselves or for those that we love, and or even just provide support for them, to them, or even just find resources, find professionals that can assist us or those who are struggling with mental health challenges. I hope this episode was informative. Thank you for watching.